Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
Before I start with this week's program and introduce my first guest, I would like to send a very special hello to Juan Pedro of the restaurant La Barca on the Paseo Marítimo in Marbella. I went there for dinner the other week with some friends and he was so chuffed to see me, said he loves watching the program. So Juan Pedro, hola, me ha encantado verte también. And now, to get on with the program, I'm very pleased to introduce Anne Ryan, who's representing Darkness into Light once again, 2023. Anne, welcome back to the program.
And thank you, Nicole, for inviting me back. Thank you so much.
Well, as you know, it's a subject that I found myself quite involved with over the last few years. Unfortunately, suicide has been prevalent amongst the youth in our city, and this is something that we need to all be more aware of. And I think actually we are all now realising this is like a worldwide pandemic.
Absolutely.
Nobody is to blame, but we can all hopefully do a little something. Darkness into Light started here through a father who's been through a loss of a child.
Yes.
Your involvement comes through Michael O'Halloran.
Yes.
Give us a little bit of information and about what Darkness into Light is about, because there is a charity walk coming up on the 6th of May on my birthday, and I know a lot of people will want to be involved once they understand what it's about.
Okay, so it started in 2009 in the Phoenix Park in Dublin. A lady started it with 400 people. Today there's 200,000 people walk worldwide on the same day, on the 6th of May. And from when Michael O'Halloran started it here, we've got on board with AFASOL, which is a Spanish mental health charity. And from the funding, they have opened a day centre in Estepona.
That is wonderful news. I didn't know that.
I know.
And we're doing so much effort to get things like this started. That is literally music to my ears.
And it's all through funding and charity work and walks and fashion shows that we do along the coast.
So AFASOL and this centre in Estepona, do you know anything about it to expand on what they offer there? And
what I do know is it's a walk-in service. They do charity events there to, again, raise money. And the ladies, they're lovely ladies who are they're all volunteering there.
Well, I will definitely get in contact with them to find out more about that. Now, coming back to the 6th of May.
Yes.
The idea is worldwide, people who are supporting Darkness into Light, mental health awareness are getting involved. And it's nice to think that maybe we could even do a Guinness record by getting as many people worldwide to walk, because the more coverage and awareness on this subject, the better. It's an early start because it's Darkness into Light,
and so worth it. This year there's 4 walks along the coast, starting in Bellamedina, La Cala, Marbella and Estepona. So you put on your yellow T-shirt that you've had from previous years, because we're trying to reuse, recycle all of that, and you get walking. You can bring your dog, your friend, husband, whoever.
So there'll be 4 starting points.
4 starting points.
Meet her there at 6 and... Well, before 6 in the morning.
Before 6,
So to be there, say, 4:45, 5:30, 4:45, and then everybody walks together. I suppose now with the new promenades, we can probably do all the way from Benalmádena to Estepona, almost. So if you're really up for it, you can do all 4. So how much does it cost to participate? What's the donation?
Okay, so the registration is now open. You register online. They have a Facebook page, Darkness into Light, Costa del Sol, and darknessintolight.ie. You can go into either. 20, 25 euros. I think there's an early fee. It's 20 euros, and it all goes to a mental health charity.
Which is so necessary.
I know.
How did you get involved, apart from through Michael?
I got involved because I've always suffered from depression and anxiety. I suppose, did I talk about it? No. Because I think as a teenager, you don't want to talk about it, do you? I don't know when I started talking about it, but I did. Thank God I got help. What I'm guilty of still is not talking to my friends about it. And I think we're all, because we don't want to burden our friends with our problems. So again, I'm working on that, and it's a work in progress, I think, for all of us.
I agree with you 100%. I'm very much involved with the youth, looking to make an international youth centre, getting involved through the Rotary Club Puerto Banús with a lady whose father ran a mental health association for years until he passed away, to get that going again. They've got fabulous installations. And I think one of the main things we see is having a helpline, whether it's for talking, and then for our youth possibly it has to have that messaging ability because they don't really know how to talk. So imagine even less about the problems. But it's much easier to talk to someone you don't know than you do, because I think people get this wrong, that because you've got a loving family and you have friends, but they're exactly as you say, you don't want to burden people.
No. And that is when it really becomes a problem, really. But now, thank God, there is help out there, and there is so much help out there.
Can I ask a personal question?
Yes, of course.
Someone who's had such a successful career as yourself, as stunning as yourself, being a model as yourself, it's hard to think for mere mortals that you can have depression or anxiety. I think in general, a lot of people have that old mentality of, oh, just get on with it, which...
The Irish do anyway, that's for sure. Nicole, that's the scary thing about it. Because, as I always say, you never know what's going on in someone's head. They can look good, they can carry themselves, they can smile, but sometimes it can be a front. And I did it for years. And
is it? If I may ask,
yes,
and please just stop me if I'm overstepping the line. Was it because of some childhood trauma, some experience, or was it just something that you found springing up in yourself that caught you unawares?
I always was a very nervous child, so I guess it did start when I was younger, and I never spoke. My sister I used to hide behind my sister, and she spoke for me. So I was never able to speak up for myself. And then anxiety was always a problem for me. And I think it definitely developed from there. My mother sent me to model because I wasn't speaking when I was 16. She thought there was something wrong with me.
But obviously that did help you get self-confidence to then put yourself out into the world.
It helped me on the outside, but not on the inside. And that's the difference. We all do it. We put on our work face, and you go out there and you smile, and you can break down behind.
Undeniably.
Yeah, which it is very scary, because you don't know, looking at someone smiling who's beautiful, that they're breaking down inside.
This is such a worry, and this is with our youth.
Absolutely.
They can be making, and it seems that this is quite frequent, that they will make the most hilarious last phone calls, videos, going out with their friends, and the next day they've taken their own lives. There seems to be this really extreme of so up, and if you see someone who has that tendency very, very up, please be aware, because probably the next step is to go really, really low. One of my guests on this week's program, it's funny how it organically comes together, is Sharon Wright, and she's a holistic voice coach, but important. I think holistic throws us with all weird stuff. But coming back to what you say, if we learn to identify with our own voice and learn to use our voice as a strength, these things are perhaps all that could help us.
Absolutely, yeah.
We need to get onto this younger when we're at school, perhaps.
Yeah. And also, just to mention, we're also doing a fashion show, raising funds. It's actually a good day out. I know we're doing it for a good cause, but it's a good day out. It's in La Sala on the 26th of April. So lunch, fashion show, and €10 from each ticket will go to Darkness into Light.
And the nice thing is that Darkness into Light has this local Costa del Sol branch, now actually plasmado. It's actually got a space in Estepona with Afasol, so that's really interesting. So let's just do a quick summary of what we're doing on the 6th of May and how we need to sign up.
You can register online. You can register on Facebook, Darkness into Light Costa del Sol, or darknessintolight.ie. Registration is now open. It's a lovely, lovely morning, and sometimes you go for coffee with your friends afterwards. It's very moving. I would highly recommend anyone does it.
Good exercise. You can take your animals, and also get to meet a lot of nice people, which is a great opportunity. If you want to go to the lunch and the fashion show on the 26th of April, because I know a lot of the ladies will like to do that, how do they book? Directly at La Sala?
Exactly, directly at La Sala. And the tables are filling up, and it is a great day out. And the AFSL ladies actually come and support us as well.
Wonderful. And if we don't have a yellow T-shirt from previous events, just wear a yellow T-shirt, or can we buy?
You can, when you register, they ask you about the T-shirt, and you can pick it up on the morning of the walk.
Wonderful. And we've got points in Benalmádena, La Cala de Mijas, Marbella and Estepona.
Yes.
So you start off in those different points, whichever is the most convenient for yourself.
Yes.
And get involved, which is, again, part of it. Get involved, share the message, which is, I think, you're not alone. No one needs to be alone.
No. And there is help. And one person dies every 40 seconds from suicide in the world. That's shocking.
It is shocking. And apparently there's a 15-minute gap between when they decide to do it and when they do it. As I say, if we're all more aware, look at people how they are. If we know that they tend to be depressive or have these ups and downs, I think if we're just all a little bit more aware.
And that is what it is, awareness. We're so busy with our heads down in our phones, we need to lift our head up.
Exactly. So for all of us, meditation, time for oneself.
Absolutely. Self-care is...
Self-care. It's so important, and it's something I think that although we do aesthetically more care than ever, I think, previously in humanity, I don't think it's real care. It's all cosmetic, external, and I think we need to be more aware and in tune with our inner selves, our inner child.
It's in there somewhere.
It is in there somewhere, and it's up to ourselves, I think, to make sure we make ourselves priority.
Yes.
Really lovely to have the opportunity to chat with you again.
And thank you, Nicole. Thank you.
Well, hopefully you'll come back again in a couple of weeks.
I will, absolutely.
And we'll just do this all again.
Yes.
And remind everyone what's going on.
Okay, thank you so much. You've been so kind.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
And you're stunning. It's so hard to think you could ever be nervous about anything. But there you go. It just goes to show. You just never know what's going on behind closed doors.
Thank you.
You're feeling okay now, though, right?
Yes, I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Ryan standing in here to talk about Darkness to Light coming up on the 6th of May at the crack of dawn. In fact, before the crack of dawn. Back in a moment. Don't go away.
Hey, hey.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Cafe.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are Hey, hey.
Well, I mentioned my next guest while chatting with my first guest. Welcoming now Sharon Wright to the programme. Lovely to see you again, Sharon.
Lovely to see you, Nicole.
And very excited. You've just launched your new website.
Yes.
And really going into your voice coaching in a big way, which I'm very happy for you, because I don't think a lot of us realise how much benefit we could actually get by having someone coach not just the tone of our voice, but how we breathe while we're speaking, how to take pauses, and how not to let anxiety come through, as just a few examples. So before we start, I would like to broach one subject. You're a voice coach, but sometimes I see also you say you're a holistic voice coach. Now, I am very feeling and I'm very spiritual in a way, but I have to say I still find the word holistic a bit new age, mumbo-jumbo-y, doesn't mean anything. So I thought I would take the opportunity to say, Sharon, does the word holistic actually mean anything? And why would you be a holistic voice coach as opposed to just a voice coach?
I think for me, well, I think holistic, really, all it means is whole. So when we're looking at the voice, that it's not a means to an end for one particular reason. For example, many people go to a vocal coach to learn how to sing and to be a performer. But that's not necessarily all we use the voice for. Expression is everything, isn't it, in our lives? So with regards to relationships, with regards to professional life at work with your colleagues, and just socialising, it can be to do with that. But I think there's an element of healing in the word holistic as well. And I think that I've been a vocal coach now for, over 25 years. Wow. And I've taught lots of people to sing in a way that they want to learn the songs, they want to sing, they want to perform, they want to audition, that sort of thing. But now for me, there's a huge extra dimension, I'd say, to singing, and to learn how to use your voice and to discover the authentic voice within you that's very healing. And I feel that is where I'm going with the holistic approach. And I agree with you that people can have a misconception about that word. But if we just think of it as whole and all-encompassing, I mean, just look at the voice. It's not in one area. We use our whole body instruments when we use our voice, and the vibrations come from the whole body, not just the vocal cords.
I was just going to say, as we are all vibration, we know the power of sound. Every day more scientists are proving that the different frequencies and vibrations in our bodies can affect our well-being. So our very own vibrations caused by our voice, and I'm actually feeling my voice now, which I don't ever think about, but as I'm talking to you now, I'm actually feeling that my voice is kind of low. I'm feeling where I can feel it in my body, and yes, I'm setting a vibration in myself in a way.
Yes.
I've never thought of that before.
No, and a lot of people don't, because our voice just reacts like our breath reacts to our environment, to what's going on around us. So if we're caught up in frustration or impatience or even rage, what is our voice carrying? And that's what we need to ask ourselves, because there is a certain vibration in that reaction that is affecting not only us and our bodies, but everybody around us.
So that can be why when someone, for example, if they shout at you, it can make you feel physically ill, because you're receiving that quite unpleasant, obviously, a vibration.
Yeah, and that's obviously on a very obvious level once somebody is shouting. But what about what's hiding behind somebody's mask, There can be vibrations of jealousy behind a smile that we still get, we still feel. So yeah, it's very deep.
I'm thinking on a business level. Listen, I know that Obama, for example, that he actually withdrew from politics and he disappeared, but he then went into training. He learned how to speak, he learned how to deliver his speeches, how to hold himself, to be someone that could attract that attention, I suppose. So in business, I would think particularly people who aren't used to speaking in public, who aren't used to addressing people in conferences, and every day it's more necessary to present oneself online and in different situations. Would someone in those conditions come to you? Yeah,
they can benefit greatly by seeing a vocal coach, and it's something that I've worked with before. I've worked with people in that arena that want to be noticed. They want to stand out. And it's not what you think. It's not like that you have to be suddenly, oh, now I need to know how to hold myself, and now I need to know how to project. There are elements of technique. There are elements of where you can have more resonance, more range, more power in your voice, definitely. But the authentic expression of yourself, discovering that, for me, is the first step.
And what does that mean exactly? I mean, through our voice, finding the authentic expression of oneself.
It's a little bit like what I was saying before about how we can react in different circumstances. When you start to connect through your voice to your body, to your whole body instrument, it leads you to reconnect with yourself. Once you reconnect to yourself and you start breathing and using your voice from that place, a little bit like you were saying before, Nicole, that you could feel your voice coming from your body. We start becoming more and more aware of the vibrational quality that we're speaking in. So, for example, is that vibration coming from a reaction, or is it a response to what is being called for? And I think that when it comes to business, a lot of expectations and conditions get in the way of us expressing ourselves with that authenticity, because we're thinking about what we expect of ourselves, the conditions we have on our own voice, and we're thinking about the expectations of other people. What do they want from me? So yes, practice, and yes, to the more you do something, the more confident you become. But I also believe that there's an innate confidence and an innate courage within us that can be tapped into as well. And my technique is all about using the voice to come back to you, so that then you can use your voice from you, from the real you. If that makes sense.
It does. As I understand it, by not, you talk about being authentic self. You keep calling about authentic self. Come back to your authentic self, being you. As I understand it, if we don't speak our truth, that actually talking on a holistic level can make us physically ill. So the fact that we hold our words, we don't speak our truth, these are all things that, again, going to a coach to learn to talk through issues and actually say the things we want to say. So it's a bit also like a mind coach as well as voice coach, because you have to break, I imagine, quite a few barriers in some occasions.
Yeah, it's like as you know, I'm a life coach as well as a vocal coach, so it's a real combination, like you say, of those two things, because we really need to shift those shadows, get the mindset so that we can express ourselves authentically. And it's not easy, is it? It's not easy to express yourself sometimes authentically, and you're right. It can have physical repercussions. I know that when I was a teenager, I constantly had tonsillitis, continuously, once a month. And I was taking antibiotics all the time back then, but it's because I couldn't speak my truth. I wasn't in an environment that I was allowed to speak my truth. And if that's the case, then whatever you do to hold back, it poisons the body.
I imagine also after, like people have, I had nodules on my vocal cords, a lot of speaking, a lot of giving conferences, and I think a lot of not actually saying my truth on a lot of occasions, and it all seems to consolidate for me there. But after I had that, I should have gone to vocal coaching and things afterwards, I imagine, to then not go back to where I was. So thinking in hindsight was a long time ago. But if I'd actually probably gone and learned to breathe better as I'm speaking, I tend not to breathe. I say everything without breathing. So I'm as a singing coach as well as a holistic voice coach, these are also things that you address. Because if you actually breathe and talk at the same time, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. And where do we breathe from? Because, like you say, we don't think about where our breath comes from. But when we really bring it from the diaphragm, there's a complete different way of... It really steadies your breath and your voice. And then when you are in these stressful circumstances, you've got that tool to say, right, come back. And you speak steady, I know that one of the exercises I do with clients is to get them to tone what we call toning a vowel sound steady for a long amount of time. Sometimes starting off very quietly and then building the sound and then tapering it off into a quiet sound again. And this creates such confidence in the steadiness of your voice and the steadiness of your body when you talk.
And obviously that transmits confidence.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you controlling your speech, the tone, the pitch, the breathing, it all makes helpful to then just doing everything better, easier, makes everything easier.
Yeah. And you know when you've got an audience and you're nervous, they can sense it straight away. It makes them feel uncomfortable. And so confidence is the secret to performing well, to speaking well and getting your message across, to being noticed if you're in business. If you're in sales as well, you know, to speak steadily and to transmit confidence is so important. Some people have that naturally, don't they? But we can all tap into that. I've never had a client who can't tap into it.
Well, I really do highly recommend that you make an appointment and go along and see Sharon. I personally can recommend her highly. Just in your presence, maybe you can't feel it through the camera. Very, very calming. You have a very positive energy, but very calming energy, like a very safe energy. A fabulous singer, awesome performer, great vocal coach for singing, but also, as I say, for business or just for your personal confidence and to have less anxiety and just know how to make the most of yourself in a very, very visible world where we're all being recommended to do social media and video ourselves and talk to people. So, absolutely fabulous, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
I look forward to the next time.
Yeah.
Good luck and everything with the new website, Gorgeous Hearts.
Yes.
What a lovely name, gorgeoushearts.com.
Gorgeous Hearts.
Gorgeous Hearts. But that's it. Again, self-love, making the most of ourselves, giving time to ourselves to be our best selves so we can have the best time possible. Let it flow. Sharon,
Absolutely.
thank you very much.
Thank you, Nicole.
Don't go away because, yes, we'll be back in just a moment with our CIT Marbella Guest of the Week.
G-Wine is happy to be your partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a zero-hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
My CIT Marbella Guest of the Week is a gentleman that I haven't bumped into actually for years. His name is Sergio Iturbe of Iturbe Properties, and I was recording in our space, I think like 5 years ago, and that's where I met Sergio, and I think it's been probably 5 years, maybe seen you at a distance.
Yes.
Sergio, so nice to see you again.
Hi, Nicole. Thanks for having me here.
My absolute pleasure. Big thank you to CIT Marbella, which is a business networking association, very prominent on the Costa del Sol, and obviously does great things for their members, such as send them each week the opportunity to come to Marbella Now and get to know our international community. Sergio, do you still have your offices at our space?
Yes, I still work from our space. I have been there since the beginning, since the opening of the office, and it's perfect to work from there. We are a small team of 4 people, but in our space we feel very comfortable. The location is perfect for us because most of the properties are nearby, so it's perfect.
You have a very nice idea behind your agency, your real estate agency, because it is very hands-on. It's very much you and your team, very concentrated on specifics. And I like that one of your main, I suppose, directions is actually buying to invest. And I don't think many real estate companies, yes, you can do that, but I don't think they help do that as you do. And I think that is a great opportunity
Yes,
for people to buy that, because it's a great business.
Yes, it's something that makes us different from the rest of the agencies, because we are, as you said, we are specialized in buy-to-let investors. So what we do, first of all, we find them an ideal property that will work good on the rentals. And then once they buy the property from us, we take care of everything. We also do rentals. We do mid-term and short-term rentals.
So you not only help them buy the place they like, you then help them make sure that it's rented out
Yes.
and in good conditions to get them the return on
The
investment.
return on their investment, exactly. And we take care of everything. We give the buyers advice on how the property needs to be presented for the tenants. And in some cases, what we also do is that our company rents the property from the new buyers. So we pay them a monthly rent and we sublet the property. We do then short-term rentals, and that is perfect for them because they can forget about the property. We take care of everything, and it's working really good. That is something very new that we are doing for 1 year already.
And I imagine the results have been very positive.
Yes, the results are being positive, because we are like so sure when we sell them a property that it's going to be ideal for that we take the risk of paying them the monthly rent. So even if for any reason 1 month is empty, they still get
They know that they're getting their money.
Their money, yes.
So if they've taken out a mortgage, for example, to buy a property, they know they're going to be covering that mortgage,
Yes.
whatever happens. So maybe they lose out a bit of extra money in summer, but they're never taking the risk of not
Exactly.
getting the return. That's very fair.
Yes, exactly. In summer, they still get the same rent, but the compensation is that they are always relaxed
Exactly.
about.
They've
yes,
got a guarantee.
a guarantee.
And obviously, the different areas of Marbella, knowing where people want to stay, is very important. And you have a lot of local information. So you're
Yes.
very well set up with the local people, the local way of working, and the different professionals.
Yes, exactly. Here Marbella is a small town. We know each other very well. People that we live here permanently, we know most of us. Because I come from Madrid, but I've been here in Marbella already almost 10 years now, almost 10 years. And one very valuable information that we have is that we know the income that the properties are making in each area. So we can give them like very good advice to the new buyers, how much money they are getting the owners in each area. So we can recommend them where to buy and what areas to avoid.
Are there still investment opportunities of things that need perhaps refurbishing, but are really very cheap if you want to then take them on and do them up? Do you have teams for that as well, or you concentrate on?
Well, normally we concentrate on like finding the ideal property, but it happens very often that they need to do some works or some improvements. So we know people from other from the past with good experience that we can recommend to the new buyers. Also, we also have an in-house lawyer in the company. That it helps them through all the paperwork. Once the sale is done, they help them with that, and we always recommend other professionals that we know. Yes,
It's a very nice setup, and I think a lot of people will start to copy you, but I like very much that niche of buying to invest, because as I say, we know that we can buy to invest, but having someone actually saying, I will show you the best place to buy to then get your return on your money and guarantee it, is kind of nice. I also see that you're also got involved with the Golden Visa. Have you had many people respond to that? Has it been a good project by the government to get people to come in and spend that €500,000?
Yes, I think that it's like a good attraction for international people. We have a few clients that they bought properties from us to get the golden visa. As I said, we have like an in-house lawyer that is specialized in real estate and immigration, so we do all of the legal part for them also.
Oh, not just for the home, but for the person themselves
Yes.
as well. That's again, another big plus.
Yes, that it's very important for the golden visa. And I think that is very attractive because especially people from countries with uncertainty, like in difficult situations that they don't know what is going to happen in the future, they buy the property here. And that way they know that in case something happens in their countries, they can always come to Spain or to any country of the European Union, and they can work and live here with no problem.
That is a godsend for a lot of people, undeniably. Anything else we should know about Iturbe Properties before we finish? What other special things would you like to share with us?
Well, basically, like the three things that differentiate us from the rest is first of all is the buy-to-let. The second thing is, as I said, that we rent the property from the owners. And third of all is that the service that we give to our clients is very personalized. We are a small team, and we work with them very close, and we create like long-term relationships. For us, like the deal is good, but it's not only the deal, it's always like a long-term relations with the client.
You're also investing in the future with the people that you work with.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. I like that. Good investment, a very good investment. Well, Sergio, thank you ever so much for coming to the program.
Thank you, Nicole.
Really nice to see you again.
For inviting me here.
Really
It
nice
was a
to
pleasure.
see you again. And if you would like to see Sergio and the team, you can give them a call or just pop along to the ASPACE offices. I'm sure they'll be delighted to welcome you. CIT Marbella, thank you very much for sending on another great member of the association. Don't go away, because I'm going to be back again in a moment, and we're going to be going out and about.
Hey, hey.
Zero Hero, welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Kazakhstan is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool. Yeah. Stickers going up.
Hiya, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
I want to say a huge enhorabuenísima and congratulations to Ali Mihan of Costa Women for another amazing Make It Happen event. Last week I was there. It was a fabulous day in all respects, and I'm delighted that I managed to do a little bit of recording to take you behind the scenes so you can see what happened and how it was. I particularly like the concept this year because not only is it making it happen, it was make it happen by being you. And I think if nothing else for 2023, we need to take ourselves more importantly, perhaps a little less seriously, but certainly do just be our genuine selves. So I really do hope you like the footage and the couple of interviews I took while there. Good morning. Hello. see you inside. And our lovely Lucia here with her financial advice built around your personal needs and circumstances. How cool.
Well, UK, Zero Hero from the UK, they have the largest gender countdown in the whole. The one piece of content that always still rings true, and we cannot negate is storytelling. So I encourage you to use all the characters that you can use in a caption.
Even though you feel uncomfortable, it's your moral obligation again to show up.
Pascal, I really enjoyed your talk. It seems such obvious things that you were saying, and yet we don't seem to take them into consideration, us women.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I liked every aspect of your talk, but the 5 summary tips I thought were very spot on. Can you quickly run through them with us?
Sure, absolutely. So we're talking everything about confidence and self-worth. So the first one is to really be aware of all of our strengths. So we're very, very good as women as putting ourselves down, being able to reel off our negatives. So the first thing that I ask all of my clients and my audience to do is to just make a list of everything that you feel really proud about, everything that you've ever achieved, everything that you've worked hard for, everything that you are naturally gifted with. And really write it all down so you've got a really good comprehensive list that you can refer back to whenever you want. And also just take real pride in that list. The second thing is to be really aware of your critical self-talk, because we are all very good, like I said, at putting ourselves down. And actually, if you can catch yourself in the moment when you are doing that, refer back to list 1. And if you catch yourself calling yourself something silly or stupid or fat or not good enough for this or whatever else, have that list that you can go back to and actually just counterbalance that and remind yourself that you're fabulous. Stop comparing yourself to others, because you have no idea how hard they have worked to get where they are. You don't know the blood, sweat and tears and the effort, and also you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. So we can look at others and we can think that they've got it amazing, but actually the reality is that everybody's on their own journey and everybody's got their own story. So stop comparing yourself to others, be the best version of you that you can be, and do it with pride. Okay, so number 4, self-care. Again, something which we are not very good at always doing, but is so, so, so important. Because when we look after ourselves, we are telling ourselves that we matter, we're telling ourselves that we are important, but we also do everything else so much better when we are rested and recharged. So our relationships improve, our work improves, and everything, our energy, our vibe, the vibe in the family home, everything improves when we look after ourselves. And self-care isn't just about nails and massages. It's also about being able to have healthy boundaries in place, say no to the things that you don't want to do, really empower yourself, be kind to yourself, and empower those around you as well to do things for themselves. And then finally, again, within the theme of confidence, we want to be setting ourselves goals. We want great big goals, no limitations, no ifs or buts or maybes. But we also want to make those achievable. So make your goal as big as you want, make it as grand as you want, but then get yourself some realistic action steps that you can take along the way, because the worst thing that you can do is create a goal that feels too big, and then when you stumble at the first hurdle, then you just stop. Okay, and then that's a killer for your goal, but it's also a killer for your self-confidence. So create small, manageable steps along the way that will reinforce your confidence and reinforce your self-worth and get you one step closer every day to your goals.
Pascal Lane, I've thoroughly enjoyed your talk and hearing it again. Nice little reminder, well, a bit of it. And I can only encourage people to check you out on the social medias and social whatever.
Yeah, Facebook is the easiest place to find me, Pascal Lane, or in my women's group, Happy and Fulfilled Women.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, lovely Eunice, well done.
Autonomous system that is in place since the beginning of the year. So that's something to take. And you have your finances set it up in your and the very thing that I like is here are fantastic. This is a co-working space. So if any of you are looking for a co-working space, do talk to the team here. We've got a space within their community for your offices.
And I spent 5 years in New York, during 20 which was Sex in the City, I have to tell you. So everybody remember Sex in the City, that was my role. So including a guy who actually got down on the and proposed to me, and I threw a glass of wine over, because he was an idiot. But yeah, so that's all.
Liderazgo es femenino. So if you speak Spanish, you are very welcome to join us in this very helpful WhatsApp group.
He is the most famous influencer of Brazil. She's just very
Steffi, it was very appropriate that you opened the event today because you were talking about being oneself on social media. I really liked your talk.
Thank you.
Can you give us a little summary about what you spoke about?
Yeah, definitely. So I touched on how to be authentically you on social media or online, on your website, any presence that you have online, and the importance of how basically the industry is changing and customer sentiment is changing in favor of having brands really be authentic online. And I touched on some data points as well to suggest that the purchasing decisions that people make are based on whether a brand's value aligns with their own and whether they trust the brand. And also I kind of wanted women to give themselves the permission to show up authentically online and to know that the audience is ready for them. So yeah, it was really just encompassing allowing yourself to do so and knowing that really everyone is ready for it, and it's going to help your business grow and help you to convert your leads and your customers.
I particularly liked the way you commented on teen suicide being influenced by the fakeness of what we see on social media.
Yeah, so it was a statistic actually on how people believe. So I think it was 73% of people believe that there is definitely a correlation between the growth of social media and people using it with suicide rates, so that there's an actual direct correlation between those two. A few of the other data points as well touched on the fact that people tend to, like Gen Zs for example, tend to actually gravitate towards using social media less because it is such a negative environment.
What is Gen Z?
Generation Z, so it's basically anyone born from, I'm not sure what year it is, but it's the ones before millennials, and they're about, you know, in their teens and early 20s now. And what's really, I love this generation actually, because these are the first generation that are really coming forward and sharing their voice, and it's really interesting how they're one of the generations that are coming forth and saying we're growing up in this social media. So a lot of other generations didn't grow up with social media. Gen Zers have grown up with social media, They weren't like just introduced to it, and they're basically saying that, you know, we need to take social media detoxes and breaks and get offline because it is really a negative environment. And another thing is that social media puts pressure on people to be
What they're not.
Exactly,
Unrealistic expectations.
Because you're comparing sometimes your worst to someone's curated best. And because I really believe that if we can share more of our, you know, not so great moments or some of our failures as well, people can see themselves really, you know, in us too and resonate with us. And that's what we need more of, like humanity.
Thank you, Steffi.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Think I'll wait till the rush is over?
I'm just going
a new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand new.
I very, very rarely leave Marbella, but I did have to go last weekend up to Torremolinos because the lovely Ana Francisca Garcia Treyes put on another Foro Acce. It was held at the Exhibition Centre in Torremolinos and brought some of the most renowned names in Spain to talk. It was a fabulous conference, ever so interesting. There was Emilio Carrillo, Enrique de Vicente, the Colonel Pedro Baños. As I say, if you don't speak Spanish, you might not know, but really prominent people talking about destiny and the immediate future of humanity. These are very intelligent people who are very concerned about what's going on in a global scale, and I think want to make us all a little bit more informed and self-aware. So please join me now as I take you behind the scenes at Foro Acce.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate. We are all the same. So much trouble tearing us apart. Poison arrows shooting straight to your heart. We can change if we try. Just believe it's worth your time.
igual que hablemos de baile estadounidense, ¿alguien se cree que yo
There'll be no trouble tearing us apart.
Lalán, se llama. Sí, Eva Galvez.
Gracias por venir. Me encanta, bueno, me ha encantado Emilio Carrillo, siempre nos abre los ojos y los oídos.
Se ha vendido mucho, ¿verdad? Me encantó ver cuánta gente hacía fila ahí. Es un honor, me quedo sin palabras, conocerle y sobre todo poder hacerle unas preguntas. I'm just overwhelmed to meet this gentleman, Pedro Baños, colonel in the Spanish Army, de un puesto impresionante en el ejército, sin embargo se atreve a hablar y decir lo que piensa. You dare think and speak what you think. Pedro, has venido obviamente con un propósito a esta, no quiero de convención, pero este meeting de personas. ¿Cuál es el mensaje que quiere transmitir? What's the message that you really want to get across? ¿Qué es el objetivo de su presencia?
Pues mira, sobre todo, y os agradezco muchísimo que contéis con mi opinión y participar en este foro magnífico, sobre todo que nos demos cuenta de cómo hay unas élites que intentan controlarnos, que intentan modificar nuestra forma de vivir, hasta la forma de comer, de alimentarnos, de socializar, hasta los modelos de familia, y que no debemos dejar que nos impongan absolutamente nada. Creo que lo más bonito del mundo es precisamente que tengamos nuestra libertad y que nadie nos la condicione bajo ningún concepto.
casi en términos espirituales, y estamos aquí para aprender. Pues todo. Yo no digo que todo el mundo sea igual, nada.
Y de cabeza, por supuesto, gracias a todos ustedes. Yo empezaría quizás, si no hay un orden.
To finish off the programme, I want to give a little birthday present to the wonderful Terry Hobbs. You might know the name from What the Funk, What the House. Well, this young man has been on the coast for quite a few years now, getting us all partying and bringing joy to many, many, many places and venues that we have on the Costa del Sol. He's now become involved with Florida Beach in Mijas Costa. Used to be Avanti, a beautiful location. It's been refurbished, it looks exquisite, and I popped along to celebrate Terry's birthday with him last Sunday, and I thought, well, I was there, I had my camera with me, so why not show you what it looks like now and hopefully entice you to try it out for yourselves.
Let the music get to your heart. Let it set you on your way. No time to hesitate.
here when it was the last place. Yeah, I've been here when it was Avanti. Hi, ladies. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me once again to find out more of what's going on in Marbella Now. If you have something to share with our community, please do drop me a line. I'll be delighted to hear from you. Please remember to get involved with our town hall. They've got a lot to offer you, and I'm sure they can help you in more ways than you can imagine. If you'd like to watch recordings of the programme, you can do so here from the RTV Marbella.tv website. We'll also then see when the programmes are repeated, or you can go to an easy link, nicoleking.es, where you have links that will take you through to the television website. It will also take you to my column in the Euro Weekly News, Marbella Moments, and to our Zero Hero website with an ever-increasing list of venues that are offering free soft drinks for the designated driver. I really appreciate you watching the show, sharing my guest messages, and above all, taking care of yourselves, looking after yourselves, and hopefully being nice to each other too. I'll see you again for more next week. Hasta pronto.